going to talk about tricks to save you money on rent and how we saved $3,000 in rent for 2019. It was late 2018, early 2019, and rents were very competitive here in Los Angeles. The average one-bedroom apartment here in Los Angeles was $1,700. We rented a one-bedroom apartment for $1,450. Which is a comparative steal. How did we do this? Well, first what we did was we hit that little thumbs up looking like button at the bottom of our screen until the button turned blue. After that, we searched multiple sources to find the best deal that we could. We searched Craigslist and apartment.com. It was very competitive, and we called as soon as we saw an ad. We would call ads that we saw in the morning on the way to our commute at 7 a.m. Sometimes the ad would be placed at 6:30 or 7. We'd call half an hour later and that place would already be rented out. That's just what it's like in LA. It's very hard to find a small, affordable place. The biggest money saver is that we purposefully looked for an apartment that had rent control. Rent stabilization, also known as RSO, Rent Stabilization Ordinance in Los Angeles, puts the price cap on how much a landlord can raise the rent per year. We knew that if we rented a place that even had a good sticker price and it didn't have rent control, they would continue to hike the prices at the end of every lease period. Here in Los Angeles, multi-unit buildings that were built in 1978 and before have rent control. This means that the landlord cannot raise the rent higher than 4% annually on tenants. If you're watching this and you're from outside Los Angeles, you might be shocked at how high the prices are for a very low quality place that is very small and is poorly maintained. So how was our experience living in this rent control building where the landlord had little to no motivation to maintain the building at a high level because they knew that there was a limit to how much rent they can increase? The experience was very good. We had a pool that was regularly heated and maintained. We were in a great location, Mar Vista, which is scooter driving distance away from Venice Beach. So why was this building such an anomaly? You hear about how bad the buildings are in Los Angeles and how expensive they are. We got a good deal, they didn't raise the rent on us, and the maintenance in the building was fairly good. We spoke to the property manager and she knows the family. They've owned the building outright for about 20 years, and the people who own the building now are the children of the people who originally purchased the building. This building's been paid off for 20 years, and that means the majority of the rent that the tenants pay is just pure cash flow. They're not worried about paying the building off. All of the equity is paid. Of course, they need to pay for maintenance, property taxes, and the property manager to watch over the place. However, aside from that, whether it's big money or little money, it's all money just coming in every single month for them. And that's how we got our deal. They also get a low vacancy because people want to continue living there because it's the best deal in town. And when the property taxes that they're paying on the building is based on 40 years ago, adjusted for inflation, it's less money to operate and they have more cash flow. At the end of the day, this building was a great place for us to live with low stress and to save up our money for the extremely aggressive real estate market of 2019. I want to talk to the young people for a second. Maybe you're still in school, or maybe you're fresh out of school, you've got student loans, car insurance payments, and low entry-level wages. My wife and I would have definitely enjoyed a larger place with more space and even another bedroom, and we definitely could have afforded it too. I'm here to tell you that you don't need all that stuff, especially when you're young, especially when you're working so much and hanging out with friends that you're hardly home, and especially the fact that you don't have a family, you don't have kids that need all of these extra bedrooms and all of this extra space. Why pay for it if you don't need it? Don't let older people tell you guys that you're spoiled and that you have it easy. It was hard for my generation, and it'll be even harder for future generations with less affordable housing available paired with inflation. It's gonna be harder to get started. What you need to do is you need to get smarter. And that way you guys can set your money aside, and when it's time to buy a home, that's when you go all out. That's when you buy a nice place. You also gotta make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you keep getting videos just like this every time I post a new one. And there's going to be plenty more new videos coming out soon. Thank you guys for watching. This helped me and my wife. We live very comfortably, and also this helped us set enough money aside to buy our first home, and that was a very comfortable experience too. Most of the people that we talked to said that buying their first home was a very difficult experience. That wasn't the case for us, mostly thanks to this strategy and other strategies. Now, year after year, when you guys save up this money and the money goes in your pocket instead of just paying rent, and you're ready to buy a home, go ahead and click this video. It's a video that I made that shows you how to get the best deal when you buy a home. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.